Hey, hello everyone and welcome back to Paranormal Time. Today's video is all over the paranormal. Whether you are a believer or skeptic, there is no denying that the idea of ghost spirits and other supernatural entities has captivated people for centuries. In this video, we'll be searching some of the most compelling evidence for paranormal activity and sharing some of the most chilling stories of ghostly encounters and discussing some of the most popular theories about what lies beyond the realm of understanding. So turn off the light, grab a blanket and get ready to explore the mysterious and often terrifying world of the paranormal time. Let's get started. So today I'm going to tell the second part of the caving story. I went back on my hanging clothes, not trying to think about what had just happened. After I finished hanging my clothes, I went aside to the wrist and looked for something instant to eat from the things that came from my wet bag. I found a flashlight, a matchbox, a magazine, my favorite book, my toothbrush and toothpaste that was half used, and some instant snack and chips and a small mirror and comb that I always brought with me. I pried open to a potato chips and began to eat. I was waiting for the rain to stop and was thinking about the things to say to my father as I arrived in our place. The next thing I knew, I was inside a strange looking room, like that of an operating room inside an old hospital. There were white tiles all over the place, a steel bed like that of thing that people who do anatomy use. There were also tools that were used for operating, like scissors and scalpels. There were also a steel table with wheels like of a trolley used in hotels when they deliver food from room to room, and a steel basin was placed atop of it. I went to look at the table and what was inside the basin. As I started to walk, I felt like my feet were heavy and the weight of heavy shackles are on of them. I looked down at my feet, but all I saw under me was plain darkness, like the shadows and enveloped even the slightest hint of the shape of my feet. I was terrified at first, thinking that my feet were gone. But as I tried to calm down myself and feel the presence of my feet, I figured out that they were still there. I dragged my feet towards the table to take a peek at what was inside the basin. I do not actually know why I would want to take a peek at the basin, but that was the only thing inside my mind at the moment, that I could not control the urge that I feel so to do. As I reached the table, my heart started to beat faster. I felt like I was hyperventilating for no reason. I reached out to the table and took a peek on what was inside the basin. There I saw was a clear water and a pair of crimsoned red eyes, filled with blood and thirst, from the face of a pale-looking girl staring straight at me. The color of crimson started to spread, consuming the clear water that was new the color of blood. I tried to scream and pull away, but then a pair of thin, pale-looking hands soaking with blood came out of the basin, reaching out to grab my neck. I was so scared, and suddenly my eyes flew open. I was dreaming and was covered with cold sweat. My heartbeat was still frantic and unstable. I was catching my breath as if I ran 100 miles. I swallowed and I felt pain as I did. I tried to touch my neck and I felt like a bit of a pain. I went to my things and got my mirror. I held it at the reflection of my neck and was surprised when I saw bruises on it. It was as if someone grabbed me so hard on my neck, trying to choke me to death, and that force even made a bruise. I looked around the place to see if I got company. Then I ran to the door trying to pull it open, but it still didn't. I went to the window to see if there was any possible way to open it, but there was none. I tried to search the small room for any hints of it being able to be opened to come inside, but I found nothing. I was still locked inside the cabin, and the rain that seemed to last for eternity still didn't stop. Then I remembered my dream. My pulse broke down in cold sweat as I tried to vividly remember my dreams, the room, the steel bed and table, the basin and the water, the red eyes staring me, and lastly the pair of pale crimson hands squeezing the life out of me through the mighty. Panic surged in my veins as I tried to remember the feeling of those cold hands wrapped around my pulsing neck. Then I heard thirds that were coming from the floor like someone was approaching and walking towards me from my back. I turned around and saw footprints made from blood coming towards me, each step taken easing its way near me. They were small, like that of a child. I pulled away from the footprints as I got stuck flat on the wall, and the footprints were only but a few steps away from me. My heart was thumping and beads of sweat were oozing down from my forehead. Breathing became hard like the oxygen inside room was taking away and sucked out. My chest was rising and falling as I tried my best to stop myself from screaming my guts out of. The blood-stained footprints were coming nearer and nearer. Then they stopped right in front of me. I started at them, and as I raised my head to look up from the footprints, I saw a vision of a little girl standing in front of me. Her beautiful dress made of wild stain and silk was stained with blood. Her feet were filled with cuts and bruises like they were slashed by knives. Her hands were stained in bright red blood that was dripping down the wooden floor. Her long golden curls, cascading down her teeny figure, were also stained with blood, and her small face were splattered with blood when she opened her eyes. The hair of my body began to stand, for there were the same pair of blood-thirsty red eyes that I have seen in my dream. They are the kind of eyes that were filled with hatred, anger, sickening sadness and excruciating pain, but most of all they were the eyes of cold-blooded killer that were filled with the passion and wrath to kill. They are eyes that are not fitted for this fragile-looking. A child that was bathed in blood is now standing in front of me. The little girl reached out her crimson hand and was staring straight to me. Her small lips began to move as she slowly tried to reach for my hands. Then I heard a deafening scream that seems to come from the depths of hell. I shut my eyes, closed and covered my ears with my hand, and when I opened my eyes again, the girl was gone, and so were the footprints. I ran towards my clothes and were drying up the fireplace and frantically shoved in my bag. Then I ran towards the door and trying to open it. No matter what happens, I need to live in this place right now. I can no longer take all the creepy things that were happening. If there was not someone, then something is trying to kill me, and I had no wish to be killed. The door would not budge no matter how hard I tried to kick it and hit it with a chair. Then I ran towards the window, ready to smash it hard with a chair, but no matter how fast I ran, I can never reach the window, which was actually a few feet away from me. It's as if it's drifting itself away from my reach. I stopped myself from panicking and tried to regulate my breathing. I started to think of other things on how to escape for second place. I closed my eyes and started to think. Then I found myself in a skin scene, only one old movie. The color was faded, almost grey, but the picture was clear and felt so real. There was a river and the setting sun colored it orange. A tree was there and a girl was standing beside the tree, her long hair and white dress being blown by the wind, and I could see her back. Her small feature that looked too weak and fragile. She was staring at the river as if waiting for someone to come. So there you have it, folks. A glimpse into the mysterious and often terrifying world of the paranormal time. Whether you are a believer or skeptic, there is no denying the enduring fascination that people have with ghost spirits and other supernatural entities. We hope you enjoyed this video and that it has left you with some new insights and perspective on this intriguing topic. As always, thank you for watching and we will see you in the next one. Until then, stay healthy, stay tuned. See you in the next episode. Good night.